up-close golf writer Andy Vasquez goes over a few storylines to watch, including Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson, at this year's U.S. Open on Long Island. Andy Vasquez, staff writer, @Andy_Vasquez. The U.S. Open is set to tee off Thursday at historic Shinnecock Hills Golf Club, the only course that has hosted the tournament in 3 different centuries. There are a ton of interesting storylines, from the course to the best players in the world. Here's what you should watch for at this year's U.S. Open. Phil's chance at Redemption tournament has caused Phil Mickelson more heartache than the U.S. Open. Lefty has been a runner-up a record 6 times in the national championship, including a heartbreaking loss in 2004, the last time the Open was played at Shinnecock. But if Mickelson, who turns 48 on Saturday, could somehow get the job done, it would be one of the coolest moments of redemption in golf history. It would also be historic. Mickelson would become only the 6th golfer to complete the career Grand Slam, joining Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, Ben Hogan and Gene Sarazen. And he'd be the oldest player to win the U.S. Open by 3 years. Mickelson has always been a big favorite in these parts, so expect the crowds to be firmly behind him. Return of Tiger. Here's another obvious storyline. There is going to be a lot of excitement if Woods can get himself into contention this weekend. Over the last decade, Woods' personal fall from grace combined with his numerous physical problems have turned him into a relatable figure. Suddenly he's a fan favorite. Tiger Woods plays his shot from the 18th tee during the final round of the Players' Championship golf tournament at TPC Sawgrass Stadium course. Photo, Jason Vinlove, USA Today Sports. Fans are just happy for the chance to see Woods again. He's playing his first U.S. Open since 2015, and they'll be pulling for him this week because they want to see history. Meanwhile, Woods is pounding 300-plus yard drives only a year after he was having a hard time walking and getting out of bed. He's hitting irons like the Woods of old. If he can find a way to get into contention this weekend, it will be a story that goes well beyond the sports world. Getting it right the last time the U.S. Open was at Shinnecock, things didn't go so well. The USGA mishandled the course setup on Sunday, and the course became impossible and unfair. It got so bad that tournament officials had to water some holes mid-round, which overshadowed a terrific battle between Mickelson and eventual winner Rickie. General view of the clubhouse is seen from off the first fairway during a practice round before the 118th U.S. Open golf tournament at Shinnecock Hills on June 11th. Photo, Brad Penner, USA Today Sports. The fiasco strained the relationship between the Shinnecock and the USGA, and nearly prevented the U.S. Open from returning to one of its best venues. Thankfully, the Open is back and the USGA is vowing that this time, they'll get it right. The fairways are wider, the greens are bigger, and the USGA will be monitoring conditions, which are supposed to be good, closely. The USGA better get it right, because anything less would be a public relations disaster and make the 2026 U.S. Open, scheduled to be played at Shinnecock, incredibly awkward. Breaking through 8 of the last 9 major championships has been won by a first-time major winner. So who has the best chance to make it 9 out of 10? We think it could be Rickie Fowler. Rickie Fowler plays his shot from the 12th tee during the second round of the Players' Championship golf tournament at TPC Sawgrass Stadium course. Photo, John David Mercer, USA Today Sports. Fowler has been a factor in the last 5 majors he's played, including a tie for 5th at last year's U.S. Open, a tie for 5th at the PGA Championship, and a second-place finish at the Masters. Fowler is an excellent iron player, so Shinnecock should suit his game. The way Fowler has been playing in majors lately, it seems like a matter of if, not when. Maybe he gets it done this weekend. Don't sleep on golf is so hard to predict right now because there are so many good players. That's a good thing. The game is as deep as it's ever been. Here are a few players who could get in the mix. Dustin Johnson, he's the no. 1 player in the world, and if he's driving the ball well, he could be hitting wedges into nearly every green here. He won on a tough, traditional track at Oakmont in 2016. But if he's a little off with the driver, the rough could prove his undoing. Jordan Spieth tees off on the 8th hole during the third round of the Fort Worth Invitational Golf Tournament at Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth, Texas, Saturday, May 26, 2018. AP photo, Cooper Neal photo, The Associated Press, Jordan Spieth. It's easy to forget about the 24-year-old, because he's struggled with putting this year and doesn't have a flashy game. But of the up-and-coming golfers, he's probably the most mentally tough in the field. If he's putting well, he'll be there with a chance to win on Sunday. Patrick Reed, he's quietly played well since winning the Masters 2 months ago. Don't be surprised if he gets himself in the mix at Shinnecock, where distance shouldn't be the primary factor. Photo, The Associated Press, John Ram. He's one of the best young players in the world, and he hits the ball a mile. Shinnecock should suit his eye. But he needs to prove that he can mentally keep it together when things go a little awry. More U.S. Open news is open. 5 things to know about Tiger Woods as he tries to end his major drought. More. Everything you need to know for U.S. Open at Shinnecock Hills. Email, Vasquez@northjersey.com.